I can't believe I'm actually doing this again, but we're back with another video, guys. Y'all know who it is. We have finally returned back to this game after my review of this game absolutely roasting the heck out of this game. And I thank you to everyone that watched that video and participated in the comments. But we're going to be discussing the Kurenai DLC. It's sad that we're even calling this DLC, considering that Kurenai was a character that was in Storm 1, but she was support only, so she was not playable until now. And with that comes new combos, ultimates, and team ultimates. And that team ultimate being Kurenai and Asuma's team ultimate.
I'll support you. Fight hard. Asuma! Nicely done, Asuma. You really do know me well.
The victor has been decided. We must protect the king at all costs.
It's nothing spectacular, but it's something, I guess. What befuddles me is why does it take so long for them to finally add Kurenai to the roster? I've been playing Storm since it dropped in 2008. It took them this long to add Kurenai, and they added Kurenai on Storm Connections. Not even Storm 2, not even Storm 3, Storm Connections. I'm starting to believe that Kurenai was not planned DLC. Instead, Kurenai is a lazy, last-minute effort to bring back players to Storm Connections. Because to the surprise of literally no one, they've absolutely wiped out their player base on Storm Connections because of how trash the combat is. So guys, this is not a review, this is a little bit of a rant, so excuse me, but I cannot let them distract us from the real problem here. Why are you trying to give us Kurenai when Rasengans are still spammable? Why are you trying to distract us with Kurenai when jutsu spamming is still a thing in this game? When supports are overpowered, and when invincibility frames haven't been removed completely from the game? And another problem is getting hit from ridiculous angles, or having to double sub or triple substitute jutsus, because jutsus ignore your substitutions in this game and you can still take damage after subbing. What's the point of it all? What's the point of me substituting if I'm going to still take damage after coming out of the animation? What's the point in blocking if your block meter gets destroyed in 2 seconds depending on which spammable jutsu they're using? And this aids runners really well because they can just sit there, run all day, spam jutsu, spam support, throw stuff at you so you can't spam back. So the only thing that you're left with is hoping that they'd run into your counter, but the likeliness of that happening is so low because half the players on Storm Connections do not play aggressive. So you're pretty much screwed unless you have the most stacked team and the most broken jutsus of all time. And then when new balance changes come, players just find the next cheeseball character they can pick so they can get around the patch. So you can't use Kurenai as a smokescreen to make us forget about what's really wrong with this game. I will say that Kurenai's Awakening has a neat feature which allows you to put slow motion on your enemies. That's pretty cool. But other than that, this is a pretty bare bones update. All of us wanted Kurenai years ago, so I'm not really stoked about this being a thing in 2024. So outside of Kurenai DLC, I wanted to give a little bit of an update on just the current condition or the state of this game right now. Some of the things I've said in the Naruto Storm Connections video has been nerfed. Namely the Minato spam that used to really be toxic in the earlier months of the game being out. But that hasn't stopped anybody from spamming with him on this game whatsoever. They're still there. These Minato guys are still there, but it's not as effective as it used to be. Supports can now be interrupted, at least most of them, and the iframes on jutsus have been nerfed to a certain extent, but not really. Even when you can interrupt them, you can't at the same time, as there are a lot of supports almost impossible to stop, that being Hagoromo, Shikamaru, and the list is endless, honestly. So all the problems that I said in my previous video are still true. It's just that they've been toned down a bit, but they're still very much alive and cheese nonetheless. Connections is still the cheeseball garbage game that it was when it dropped. And my conclusion is that they're just using Kurenai as a way to help us forget how trash this game really is. And until they actually put some real balance changes, Nobody's gonna ever return to this game. And ignoring the issues and just adding new characters instead is not gonna help you. But that's all I got for this video. Thank y'all for watching this. And we'll be back with another video soon. And I'll see y'all next time. God bless.